Hey, everybody. Back again for another episode of Mathematics, Awkwardness, and Shame. So, where we left off last time, I believe we were halfway through about getting tin production up and going. However, confidence in my ability to properly calculate out the ratios of anything is low, as tin is quite recursive in its initial state. And so I'm going to go through here and I'm going to calculate this all again. I have the answers from last time right over there. And I'm going to get my trusty notepad up. I'm going to really hope to get rid of it this time. And we're going to walk through this. So we're going to try to assure ourselves that we're on the right path here. So the first adventure we have is tin grade 1. And there's 3 recipes for this. You smash the ore, right? And then there's a recycling step off of that that's very easy to calculate. And then there's another step from rejects. So the goal of this is to figure out if we have these 36 screeners right here running full time, how much tin grade 1 is coming down? That is the grand question of this entire first half. So let's just first figure it out, right? So we have 36 times, how much do you produce a second of tin grade 1? 0.66. And so this is the initial tin grade 1. We're going to write you down right there. Initial tin grade 1. But then this also produces half as much of tin grade 2, right? Half as much. So you multiply 0.33 and you get 1.22 tin grade 2. And that comes down right here. And half of that, again, no, 1/4 of that. No, actually, half of that becomes tin grade 1. And so that becomes, we divide this by 2. And that says, and we put this right here, arrow, 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 tin grade 1. Okay, so between those two, we now have an intermediate sum. I just take these two numbers, darting between different modders of, after we get through the second step, we have tin grade 1. That's how much it comes together. All right, so then we come down to tin grade 3, right? And there's going to be another recursion step coming soon. So tin grade 3 right here is you take half of tin grade 1, you get tin grade 3. And that goes on to another life. You just keep going with that. Tin grade 3 becomes tin grade 4. Tin grade 4 becomes dust. The point is it never comes back to this point. So that exits. Don't think about that. It goes away. However, every one tin grade 1 becomes 25% of an ore reject. So that now is then this number times 0.25. This makes, is that right? No, that is not right. Excuse me. Parentheses are important. And so we get tin ore rejects. We got to put the ore right there because there's a type of reject that isn't. It's just tin rejects. Pyanodons. That's great. That's fantastic. Thank you for doing that. And then we have every reject, half of it becomes tin grade 1. So we divide this by half again. And so this comes to a familiar number. 3.7 tin grade 1 again. And so that has to go through this entire cycle. So it's times, what's the ratio here? It's 1/4, right? Times 25. Yeah. And that's how much tin grade 1 comes back. So times 25% of it comes back from being tin grade 2. And then it goes again. And then tin grade 1, it's about 10%, right? We're just going to call it 10%. And then that's going to be plus 0.37 tin grade 1 coming back from the reject step. So there's the initial recovered from rejects, then it has to go through the system again. And then we have the amount that comes back from reprocessing tin grade 2. And then the amount that comes back from processing the rejects there. And if we take all this together, we add it together, that contributes essentially 5. Just ballparking, tin grade 1 from rejects. So that means our total tin grade 1 is going to be essentially 35 tin grade 1. Total. And that's the maximum amount that's ever coming through from throughput. So this is the number we're going to have to build everything around. And so then we go to tin grade 3. Just look ahead. Look ahead to here. No, to here. Half of tin grade 1 becomes tin grade 2. So I divide that. I get 16.5. And that's basically what I had over here in my notes. So, okay, the notes agree. So right there, 15, tin grade 1, 16.5. No, 17.5. Tin grade 3, and then we move on from there. So my calculation is a little different from yesterday, but not a lot. Anyway, let's now scale this. So that doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Now we have to do tin grade 3 processing, and we have to process 35 tin grade 1. So 35 divided by, what do we got here? 1.33 per second. Says we need 26 of these bad boys. And here we have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So a little overbuilt, but not a lot. And then those guys are going to be putting rejects into the world. And that's 0.33 a second. So we're going to be putting in 8.7 rejects per second. And then these eat it at 0.66 a second. And we calculate again. We're going to need 13 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. So we have enough. Okay, we are properly scaled, which is actually very bad. Because this is so very large. We're going to have to take some of this and move it up and try to slam this all in here. I will prototype this out and see if it's possible. Anyway, we have to move forward, right? So once again, we have, that was the reject calculation. And so now it's times 0.66 to say we are producing 17.37 tin grade 4 a second. Well, we didn't really calculate this, did we? No, we calculated this. All right, we got to step back. So we have, and this times 1.36, and then it's again 1.66. So this is producing, 17.3437 tin grade 3 a second. Now we come down here, and this is just a simple pass through. You can see right there, 0.66 in, 0.66 out. So we need exactly as many down here as we do up here, which is a big, sad number. Because that's going to be 26. And for 26, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 24 right here. And so we need another one. And it's just, big sad. We want to recover this area. Now we look forward again and we see this is another pass through. So we need 26 of these guys too. And it's going to be 4 rows for the exact same reason. These are 4 rows. Oh. Yeah, for the exact same reason. All right. So now we have to start thinking about space because we don't have enough. It is probably best that we pull this up to here. So if we do this terrible thing, we can probably put exactly 1 row right here. and it actually fits pretty well. So I guess we do this. All right, time to start making changes. No more Thinktorio. It's time for Factorio. And it's a fact that this has to get done right now or everyone dies. So let's go. Right here is the beginning. Ab initio is this. And that gets rid of all that, this infrastructure. And it comes down like this. And then this is the beginning of the grand outie. This guy just gets all pulled up because you are no longer real. I think I should probably move that, right? For reasons what should be obvious. Because now this guy's coming down like this. Like thunder off the mountain. And there's the beginning of the out. Okay. Use space efficiently, for I did not understand what I was doing. All right, so what we have here now is some stuff we can move up. Why not just do that in the simplest, most straightforward way possible, right? Just put that right there, friends. God, the creation wave is so nice. And so you are going out, of course, out onto the out, and we've just kind of interposed this walkway right here, and we've saved, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, like 16 units of vertical space, which doesn't seem like a lot and isn't a lot, but it might be very necessary. So we're just going to pretend, right? This is completely... Why aren't you hooked up? Why isn't this water here? This is probably me being in my haste and or despair from yesterday. And we're going to have to trim all this as well. We're going to need a lot of water. I didn't take care of that even a little bit. And this probably shouldn't have come with me. Like, neither of these guys should come with me, right? Okay. Okay, redo. We're going to try again. So what are these things? Where are they coming from? You can probably figure it out over here, right? Who wants to pass through? I don't actually see. It should be obvious from over here, right? So there's one. And you're now on a real awkward line. And the other is missing or perhaps was never here. Okay, acceptable solution. So we're just gonna... No, this guy's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. Everything's always been okay. It is you who has had doubt. And there we go. I don't know what that's doing, and it doesn't bother me that I don't know. All right, so the grade 3 comes down over here, comes down right here, and then gets distributed to the input, and then the outs go right there, and it's a simple transformation, and we make a whole lot of tailings, and we deal with that up here. So I should probably do that now, right? No, let's wait just a little bit and do the next step, and then deal with the waste of up there. Okay, so now we got a big problem, right? And that really big problem is called height. I would really love to get 4 tiers of this right here, but I don't know if that is possible, friends. So if I just do just something like this, and it's not. It just simply is not. Maybe there are savings to be had if I was taking this a little differently. Because tin grade 3 is just a pure intermediate. Maybe I can make some sort of hybrid creature that would save space overall. So we have you, right? We do something like this. I'm not sure if that will be fast enough long term. Then we have the ball mill. Where are you? And then we have a unit like this. And then we bring in stage 3 and we end up getting out the tin dust. So tin stage 4 is just elided out of this. Is this better? He asks, entirely unsure. It's probably better in that there's less lines going in and out. It's probably worse in that I won't be able to put as much stuff together, right? So let's just build a really quick demo here and see if we can make this work. New paradigm time, guys. It's going to be the exact same floor space of buildings, right? Let's play around a little bit with design. See if we can make this work. So now we just have in right there. It's going to be like this. There's going to be an in and there's going to be an out. And then there's the intermediate. And then it's going to be like so. And then it's going to be like so. And then we copy. And then we do a big H, right? No, big V. Yeah, it's something like this. And this is looking, I mean, it looks serviceable, but I don't know if we're saving any space, you know? The fact there's no waste products is really nice. So what we need to do then is grab this and place it right here. And we need, how many of these? 26, it says. And then obviously this goes right here. Maybe I should have the pipes going the other way when in this configuration. It still leaves room for vias. I mean, for beacons. The other word I'm constantly mumbling to myself. Like so. Yeah. And then something like, just like this, I suppose. And then like that. And then beacon space is just right here, and that's no problem whatsoever. Okay, I can get behind that. That can shove it closer, but that's inexcusable. All right, so what happens here is I don't think there's any difference whatsoever between these setups. Because we're spaced exactly the same, right? Kinda. No, we're in one more because we don't need to use the fancy via here, but it also doesn't matter. And so in one row we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas in the red row we'd have to have exactly as many rows. Our goal is still 26. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then by the power of division, we're going to need 7 rows. Is that fewer? That is fewer, isn't it? Because of we're working in units of 4 instead of units of 8. Ha ha. There is a saving to be realized. Okay, we're going to try this then. We're going to try this style. And it's just a clean pass-through. Everyone's working at the same rates. Yeah, I like this idea. And this is going to save 1 row in the end, I think. Which is kind of enough for me to do this. And if that allows me to fit everything in this one area, yeah, total worth. All these guys have to come with me. Yeah, this is Factorio right here. We're going to solve this problem. And not just in a normal way, we're going to do a fancy way. So we're doing connections over on the side now. So we're going to copy you. Copy you. And then we're going to put this right up here. And we don't have room for 2, right? There's just no way, right? Yeah. I don't see it's even possible. It's like it doesn't, it's not, this doesn't work. No, no way. Zero chance. And this is our new out. And so what will happen here, in fact, they're all going to be like this. This is going to be the only row that goes to the right. Everyone else is going to go to the left. You'll see what I mean in a second here. Our goal is 7 rows of this. And then Buddy Boy right here comes down. Okay. Good. And then we have product out right here, and product is tin dust. So now we grab all of these guys. We kind of just need the entire thing, right? The whole thing. Yeah, just oblivion. Obliterate. And then we place this 2 down, right? 3 down. Okay, that really interferes with that line. So maybe 4 down, and we hope we haven't gone too far now. Let's see. Like so. Okay, so what is different in this design is we're now going this way. We go this way. And this gets fed from this belt right here. And so down we go. And then this doesn't happen because that's an out belt now. And then right there, like there. All right, so right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 12. And we have to put down 5 more of these. 4 more of these. 16 plus 12. So yeah, 4 more of these. And can we do that in this row? Yes. Yes, we can. All right, excellent. So here, trim that. And then Koopy, and then Past. Like so. Yeah, we gained a level here. And it fits perfectly. We did it. We did it, team. Actually, I'm very pleased with this. I feel like I have learned something just a little bit about doing these. Of course, this is now mixed. And so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 4, 28. Our number is 26. We are achieving efficiency by not putting in stuff we don't need, and we really should have put in electricity. Beacon space is right here, and it will hit both, and it'll be really nice. Yeah. Great job. Great thinking. Sometimes thinking's a good idea, which is one of those things. It's definitely targets you for being investigated for heresy. So like that, it's kind of ugly, but there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, okay, false. There's definitely a lot we can do about it. We are simply choosing not to. Do not mistake our disinclination for inability. What is that? Lead ore? Nah, man. Goodbye, lead ore. You are erased. And so we have one more via to put back. Whatever this thing is. I think this is Vanidates, maybe? It's not running, whatever it is. Okay, good. We have made progress. We have... Okay. Again, overstating the strength of my case. We have done something. A thing has occurred. I am almost certain. I have seen reasonable indications that the current state is different from the previous state. And as a consequence, we are going to move forward. So this brings us to the official halfway point of tin processing, I think. Which is kind of remarkable since it's 4 full city blocks, putting it on par with iron, actually. Yeah, this is very similar to the iron pattern, only it's all messed up and there's a lot more recursion. We should deal with waste products and water right now. and then we will move on to the horrible future of the tin line. All right, so good. Happy with this, kinda. All right, so let's staple. Do we have tailings here yet? Have we learned anything about tailings from our previous disaster with tailings? The answer there, I know, is no. Learning, not what we do on this channel. But I do know that is tailings right there, right? It's of the appropriate pressure. There we go. Gorbachev. High five. So far, no problems whatsoever with the new Gorbachev setup. My changes have been well received by everyone who has reviewed them. I am all but certain that my take on the biofluid network is going to become canon in the next major update. No idea when that's going to happen, though. So we'll see. I will continue testing it, and I suppose the biofluid is simply mine now. If there's problems, I'm going to be the one called on to fix it. So, yay. The all-encompassing hobby wriggles ever closer. Takes up a little more headspace. There is none but Factorio. There was none before Factorio. In a time, it is postulated there will be no Factorio. But even then, we understand there will be Factorio. So we got what? 28 of this guy? No, we got 26 of them. And we're going to need 66.6 water units per. Which means we got to put down 3 pumps for this. 3. And the number of the pumps shall be 3. We have no problem with that. Bang, bang. Yeah, Factorio isn't even a hobby. Factorio is a lifestyle. Like, get into Warhammer figurines or playing Magic before you start touching this game. Children, if you hear this and you are still clean of soul, understand that there is still time for you. You are not destined to become a Factorio player. Turn away. Learn from my example and go find other ways to occupy your time. Truly, the call of the factory never gives up once it is bedded into a human home. Oh, this is a problem. Yeah, I'll fix it. So learn from me. Do not go my way. You can be saved. All right, so and that's everything right. We have tailing, so it's obviously coming in, and I'm reasonably sure that's the right line. Let's celebrate this by going in. No, I don't want to get more screeners. Next time I'm in, I'll pick up all the screeners. But I think we have to build a tower, right? Like we did with nickel right here. I thought that was very instructive. So let's build a tower right over here to describe what we have to do next. And let's look upon it writ large. Tin proc. Right there. We're doing all this. All this has to happen. And so I think a lot of this happens like in parallel. Like I just did with the dust and the grade 4. It can happen right next to each other. I need to adopt that more often, especially when the math is awkward. That's a serious leveling up I did right there. It's a better design. But for right now, look at this. It's tin rejects, not powdered tin. Tin ore rejects and tin rejects are very different things. Don't forget it. We have grated tin, tin pulped, tin slime, tin concentrate, tin solution, molten tin, and high grade tin. There's just I laugh as my heart breaks. I laugh. So here we are. We're first in hydroclassifier. So let's just stop talking about this. Put down this building. We're going to need more U. So tin solution in some amount. This is already going to be a massive concentration step because this needs 5 per second. So that's fantastic. And then you put out tin solution and tin slime. So, all right, there's going to be 2 paths right here. We're going to draw this in buildings. First, we're going to take the tin solution. That's what we're doing, right? And then it's made right there. And then it becomes bottom tin pulp in a scrubber. And then it becomes these 2 things. It becomes bottom tin pulp and middle tin pulp in a scrubber. All right, so do I have a scrubber on me? Yes, I do. Scrubber. So tin solution goes this way. And let's build the next layer. The next layer is tin slime. And then there's 2 ways to get tin slime, but it's only used in a thickener for tin slime overflow. Oh, how wonderful. It overflows. Isn't that a word just pregnant with positive connotation? Oh, I gotta get rid of my notes. This is the same problem I always have. I leave my notes up for way too long because I never look right over there. Usually my notes are covering that area of the screen. But I remembered this time, so rejoice. All right, so right here, now we have tin slime overflow. Where do you go, my friend? Tin slime overflow, and then you go into pulp stage 1 in a centrifugal pan. Unlike you, because you're pretty big. Tin pulp stage 1. Okay, so good. And then we go to where? Where do we go? We go to concentrate. We don't go to stage 2. We go to concentrate in a filtration unit. Okay, let's lay that out. Filtration. Do I not have a... Yeah, I do. Right there. Filter. I see we're used again. But not yet. It's tin concentrate. Should not we see it here? No, we have but silver lead concentrate. Why do I not do this right? It's in a grease table, excuse me. How foolish of me. I don't have any grease tables on me. Alright, now we gotta go in. I should be writing all these down, or else I'm going to be running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But, you know, exercise is good for you, I guess. Grease table, and give me all of the screeners you got, which is woefully insufficient. But we will make do. Okay, great. Back out. All on the power of energy drink. Deploy, fill a few more in. This is absolutely wonderful right here. Let's go back to our model. All right, so now we need a grease table. And unfortunately, we are cursed with first generation grease tables. So we're going to have to do some special math when it gets to this point. Wait a second, what now? That's titanium, excuse me. Tin concentrate. So this is a path to tin concentrate. And we're going to leave off here. I think I remember something. So let's follow to right here. We need sand, we need tin solution. We get the tin solution from right there. Tin solution, it follows this path. Now we get bottom pulp and middle pulp. Yay, right? And so bottom pulp goes into concentrate with a scrubber. So we're going to put bottom pulp on this side, another scrubber. Yes. Bottom tin pulp directly to concentrate. Glad to see it. And now we get middle tin pulp. Notice how bottom is an arrow down, implying that top will be up, but middle is the dark soul. You see that? This is the infestation which lays deep in your heart, which you must always fight off and never give in to. That's what middle is known as. Anyway, let's go. It's all just a synonym. You should know this if you were educated. Anyway, middle tin pulp goes into mid slime. Tin slime is a hydrocyclone. So give me my spinny friend right here. You go into tin slime, and that's a feeder in it, right? Isn't tin slime something we've seen before? Yes, this feeds back over to here. So, oh no. This is going to be complicated, sizing this properly. How did I do this right before? This is a lot of interrelations. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so this produces concentrate, and it links in right here, and this produces slime. And the slime comes over here, and it makes concentrate. So concentrate is where we move to the next level. So this is a block I need to consider all on its own. But then once it dumps into concentrate, I can forget everything I did up here, and unless it recurses again. I hope no one heard me say that. And this is tin 2.5, I believe. We can get off the bus right now and get high-grade tin concentrate. But this isn't what we want, right? No. Is it? What? Maybe it is. High-grade tin concentrate in a classifier. But wait a second. How is this possible? I don't have any classifiers on me. Those don't have a huge amount of use. Is tin 2.5 really so vast? Because I feel like we haven't encompassed enough steps right now. I feel like there is some complexity I am dodging. Where's classifiers at? Who knows where those are kept? Oh, it's right there. I see them. Classifier. Great. And so we almost certainly, well, yeah, almost certainly have another day of tin, like we had another day of lead, just to completely wrap up. All right, so are we really doing this? Where are you, classifier? Where did you go? And then you go to high-grade tin concentrate and sand. Sand links back up, right? And then high-grade tin... Oh, that's not... Oh, it's a fake cube. They're faking me out. That's not a real cube. Now high-grade tin concentrate just goes back into tin pulp. It was a joke. It was all a lie. The tin pulp head fake. A classic. Why didn't I see it coming? You go into tin pulp stage 3 and you're in a filter, and there's the cube. There we go. We actually get the cube in the end. Just had to have a little faith, right? Tin pulp stage 3, and then give me the cube, right? And then high grade tin mix in an evap. Right there. Don't have nearly enough of these buildings. That's fine. And then you finally make shiny tin cube, not the false cube. Do not look towards the false cube of tin. It shall lead you astray into great woe. You will attempt to put this into the furnace, and it shall not melt. Instead, the hand will hold there, unwilling to touch its impure surface. Beware the false cube. Only follow the true cube. And we need a solid step right there. Okay, right here. So we have a model, right? And this makes iron ore dust. Oh dear. That's probably not so great. I probably have to just belt that straight over, right? That's a worthy thing to do. I'll be able to do that. Just skate it over and just put it in here somehow. Skate it up and over. Find a likely line. Coming from above is definitely best, because then I can tie in right at this point. But it's going to be real hard to come up over here, so I'll have to come up over here and then all the way over. That looks entirely possible, especially since I don't have to ever turn up, so I can use the nearest line to the walkway. It's like just right here. Okay, plan. And then the tin cube. the greatest of tin cubes. It can then be reduced in a reduction plant, what we don't have, what we won't have for a very long time, or we can just put it into this, and there we go. Beautiful. And then reduced tin, and then sintered tin, and then finally into a lot of molten tin. Okay, don't think of any about that. What we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 steps to wrestle down. However, none of this refluxes in a distinct way. So what I can do is take all that and just put that down there. And there is pre-concentrate and post-concentrate lands that we have to worry about. And so let's, at very least, try to get through this today. Though I suspect we'll get through both of those, and that will be a good place to stop. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Factorio. Where were we? If I was to go back in time to my math, I would see that we have 26.3157 ball mills running at any given moment. Great. That is fantastic. This heavily implies I have to multiply this by 0.66. That we are going to be producing 17 dust a second and change. So for 17 dust a second, come here, my friend. Don't we have an Orgo line around here? It's an Orgo waste line, though. Can't really tap into that safely. And this is a singular step. That should be taken together. This might be a unit all on one line. Don't know. Don't know yet. But right here, this eats 5 tin a second. So we're going to need 3 of you. And so just in general sizing, this is what we're going for. We're going to take a note here. Get hydroclassifier. Okay. We're just going to just kind of gently look at that. So divide by 5 times, what is our production rate of both things are equal at 25 and 25. Only we have a very complicated system to go through. So times 25, this is going to be producing 87 units of fluid a second. And so if we come over here to our model, this is eating 66, so we're probably going to need like 2 of you, though maybe some more. Here, the notes have to come back. Sorry, everyone. The notes have to come back. So we have 86.8 units of solution per second, of course. Just imagine that's there. And that's the solution. No, that's slime. Excuse me. Slime, comma, what's the other one? There's slime, and then there's whatever that is, solution, slime, comma, solution. All right, so if we just go from, no, we don't do the slime path first. So we do the solution path first. So that gets split. And how does it get split? 50 in, 50 out. So it's a straight pass through. So we have 50 of middle and 50 of bottom. Okay, conceptual question for everyone. I suppose water is the answer, but yeah, that makes sense. 200 units of fluid going in, 200 units of fluid out. No, and 50 tailings. I guess sand is a thickening agent. I don't know. The point is we put in solution and we cut it in bottom and middle. And so over here, the bottom, the heavy stuff, makes concentrate. And so this is a straight pass through, and this is 50, and it produces that many. So we divide by 50, and we multiply it by, what is it, 0.37? What a weird number. And we find, I have to remember to double the grease table, that we're going to, out of, here, hold on. We have to do our notes properly. Slime, and then solution. Solution then goes into middle, then goes into 0.4 concentrate per second. And then this also gets done. Here, hold on a second. Then the middle, which if I back up is still 86.8. And then we go here and then divide by 200, divide by 200, multiplied by 66.6 for the. You are producing 28.9 units of slime. So if I put over here, 29.9 slime. Okay, so in total, it's this 28.9, excuse me. 28.9 plus this right here. That gives us in total 115.7 units of slime second. Okay, great. And then that gets rid of all the products here. Now we turn our attention over to this merry fellow who will have to deal with all this slime that we're making. So we divide by 66.6. I really should have been writing down how many of these buildings I was going to need. At least that's in my notes. We're going to need 1.7 of these guys. Here, I don't know. I'll do it again in a second. We're just bounding this problem. We'll do it again to make sure everything is what we need. And this is just a pass-through, unfortunately. I shouldn't have done anything. So the slime will just pass through right here. Okay, there we go. 66.6 in, 66.6 out. And then we're in right here. And this is a pass-through once again. Then we hit this, and we finally hit concentrate. So divide by 150 times 1.66. 1.66. And that produces 1.28 concentrate sec for a total mass balance of 1.6. I'm not doing that math in my head. I'm sorry. We're beyond that at this point. I am copying, pasting, and holding a thread of thought in my mind. That is it. I'm just concentrating on that thread of thought. Units of concentrate total. All right, so that's what gives us the next step. And the next step is completely self-contained, so we don't have to worry about anything else right here. So if we're just going to run headfirst into this complexity and then seal it off, this is the solution. This is what ends up. All right, so notes, you are dismissed. Let's now put this into real. So once again, I had another number around here. How'd I ever get the, oh, I probably shouldn't have overwritten that, huh? Let me go back to some of my old notes. Right back, right here? No. Where is the magic number? 26.3. Yeah, that's the magic number of how many of these guys are making. We're going. And so it is just a straight pass through again. Am I doing this correctly? No, we have 26 of these going. All right, so now times 0.66. All right, there we go. That brings us once again to how much here. Yeah, tin grade, tin dust, actually. Tin dust. Correcting notes, excuse me. All right, so right there, and then that's going to produce a certain amount of hydroclassifiers. So we're going to arrange this properly in a moment, but I just want to get everything on the field right now. So divide by 5 times Yeah, divide by 5 gets us 3. Divide by, and then multiplied by 25. Gets us the amount of slime and solution. Right. So, let's do solution first, because slime, it then feeds back into slime. So it is somehow in my head more southernly. So we're gonna have how much of this come in? 86, and this eats it at 50 a second. So by necessity, we need 2 of these. All right. And it is, in fact, just a pass-through. So we're still dealing with 86.8 units of fluid on this step. And that says we need 2 of these. And we're still dealing with 86.8 units of fluid for this. And this eats at 200 a second, so we need only 1 of these. So these are going to be all arranged onto neighboring lines somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but it'll happen. Just watch. Maybe like mix those 2 together. We'll see. Depends on how the additives add in, you know, when I have to get them and where. Oh, yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. All right, so that brings us back to this. And now we bring these guys over. And then we can deal with this situation. How many thickeners am I going to need? As per our notes right here, we are going to have 115.7 units of slime. So 115.7 divided by how much do you eat? 66.6. The number we always see. We need 2. I probably could have just intuited that, right? And then it's just a pass through, so we keep the same number of fluid units. Then we come right here and we need 50, and so we need 3 of these then. 2, 3, and then finally, this is again just a fluid pass through. Same amount of fluid goes in as comes out. It's coming out here. We already took that into account though. Never mind. And so it's 150 here. So we need only 1 of these. Okay. So this is our family right here. And the space given to it is entirely this block. So it looks pretty clear to me we'll be able to get this block done and fit it in here and then be done. Like half of this will be free, and then all this, and then there'll be 1 block left open for smelting and alloying. And then right here we'll put tin to molten tin fluidization, tin melting. I don't know what I'd call that properly. Anyway, we do it right there. And then right here, we cast into plates. Great. It will fit. Everything's going to be okay. So, of all the buildings, I guess all we need is a hydroclassifier, huh? Unexpected, not unwelcome. Let's go grab another stack of hydroclassifiers. And also, oh, we're making these pretty fast now. Hydroclassifiers are down here. I think. All right. Let us cut through the confusion. Let us pretend we understand what we're doing. And let's just, right there, fertilize the field. And now begin to build. So, how many of these I put on one line depends on the convenience factor thereof, right? And so, like, this has 1 solid solid component, and that's the dust. And it has to come in like so. And then, after that, you just put out fluids. And are these guys interposable? I think they are, but I think that might be annoying. They produce the same sort of stuff. Like, tailings is a waste. And so if I have an internal chemical right here... Oh, and we have to also include this guy if we're doing that. And so we have slime buddies right here. This is making the initial waves of things, then these are processing them. Okay, That makes sense to me. Problem is, where am I going to put the beacons here? Because between all this, we have another solid in, sand in, sand in. Oh, it has the same. Oh, so that's definitely a synergy I should go for. And that just needs one sand line in. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. Then we need water in, and you need water, and you need water. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is definitely meant to do this. Okay. I feel so much better about... Well, wait a second. Don't feel better yet. Do we have... Because I want to put beacons right there. So I should definitely do this, right? Face these guys together. And then... staple it up there. We use a bit more space, I suppose. So something like this. And then we put water mushroom right there. And tailings mushroom right there. It's nice because they don't have to stack it all. Makes it super convenient. And then, okay, we put beacon where? Beacon directly in front of each one. That's going to be kind of wasteful, right? Oh, and I can't put a pipe right there, unfortunately, because you'll get all pissed at me. All right, so this doesn't work. Well, I suppose there is no real need to do it quite so close, right? We have some horizontal space. Why not use it, right? So that'll allow us to get out like that. And then we'll connect it right there. But, we have ins and outs to consider. We kind of have the same problem right here, right? Also isn't going to work. So we need like 2 spaces between everything. Again, not a problem because of how few of these we actually need. But most importantly, we have the in and... Oh, this is actually an issue. Maybe this is not really resolvable like this. Maybe we have to have one like this. And then, I don't know. Or just have them farther apart. Which, you know, could do. Could do. I mean, why not, right? The problem is we really want this, right? Oh, ugliness. So ugly. So we'd have to do something like this. And then this isn't really happy. You can bring it around, but then that's a big problem. Maybe trying to do it like this is a bad plan. Okay, I accept that. I accept my first impulse was wrong. And now we can do just whoop, like that. Here, we just know we need 2 of these. Problem is, where do we put the beacon, my friends? We would have to avoid this or do this and then avoid this, and the beacon goes right here. Okay. Okay, let's institute that. Like so. Right there. So this can't be used. This can't be used, but everything else fits. Okay, yes, I believe in this a lot more. And then the problem is, where am I going to put... well, okay, so we're going to need this space right here. Or like right there. You need the sand, and you also need sand. So we're going to have to leap over for some, but that's all right. Because that guy... Water has to be right here then. And then this guy does this. And this is our grand in somewhere out here. And then like, okay, water to water mushroom. Right? Am I getting ahead of myself doing this before that? Probably yes. This obviously is like this, and we don't have to worry about any space up here because there's the beacon. There's the beacon. And we will put tailings out up here as well. Okay. This sort of makes sense to me. And I guess we can do this. And then tailings in again. Right? And then we have another buddy right here, which will go to the hydrocyclone over there, right? And then all that's left is water, which I suppose we can't go here because that's occupied by that. So we have to do, it's a little bit ugly, but not a lot ugly. Like this. Okay, I'm definitely getting ahead of myself. So there's water all hooked up, and then there's the in hooked up. There's the physical component coming in, that being sand. All right. Great, question mark. Here, let's obliterate this. And then we copy and paste it. I'm not sure if I believe, but at the same time, I totally believe. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, this is great. This is divinely inspired. Okay. And then, of course, we have the middle, the dark soul fluid right here coming over and just straight in. And then we have slime out again. And do we get a slime out somewhere around here? No, that has to come all the way over there. So maybe it comes up and over. Yeah. Oh, we're on the lake right now, so I'll get to use the proper pump if I had any. I have to go scavenge for some. All right, so you will be the excuse me. You and all your friends will be the start of a proper via right there. And this is done. And why did I do this before doing this? I don't know. So we're going to have to bring in orgo solvent. And that's definitely, well, okay. Look around. Where else is orgo solvent used? Let's take a little tour. It's with diamond, chromite, iron pulp, nexolite pulp, tin solution, that's us. So did I guess the only one other was iron. And so did I biofluid that in, or did I line it in? I honestly do not know. Biofluided it in. All right, that's fine. Let's do that again. Okay. Path forward identified. Again, disengage brain. This is a orgo solvent line, and it's actually, that's waste orgo solvent. It is really improper to use that. Or almost, we are in fact overflowing on orgo solvent because we make so much from vanadium. That's really interesting. I'm going to have to do something about that. How do we vent orgo solvent? I don't think we do. Yeah. Yeah, that's a question. Anyway, that's going to continue to be a mystery which defines our existence. Let's just, again, close our mind and build. We are beyond the process of thinking. All that which happens in the cortex cannot save us where we're going. We are doing something better, something greater, something more beyond. And we will be recognized in time as pioneers, not only in the arts of supply chain management and, video game playing, but as a core philosophical pioneer. The philosophy of the factory is very deep and very powerful, and you should sign up for my newsletter. I offer a 3-week course on the power of factorization in daily life. which will help everyone understand the world as I understand it. I shouldn't have done that. That's a little wrong, but not a lot wrong. A little, it's going to be fine. I'll just curl it around and do this, right? And it's not totally terrible. All right, so we have decided, yes? We're going to pick this up, and we're going to put this right here. Because this has to come straight over, right? And then we've brought in the orgo solvent, and there's that and that. And then beacon will be up here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe beacon will be, let's go down by 1. That'll make the beacon fit slightly better, though this doesn't really need beaconing. It has nigh infinite space to work with. So anyway, putting that thought out of our head. Thoughts of plenty are not really fitting of a factory man. Should always assume we have not enough and everything's about to blow up. Do I need to use this first with preference? I think I have to, right? So what we'll do is this. All you guys get a nozzle. And you are underflowing less than 20. So the primary production will be used second, right? This is kind of exactly the same pattern as everything else, right? So like so. And then with that little bit of logic in place, we can freely come over and then come down right here. And then the loop is closed. And we will use this with preference because it overflows. And we will take a tank somewhere and we will intankify our slime. So that the overflow has meaning. Okay, good. So that's great, and that's great. Now it's all left is getting the solution in, and the solution is right here. And we just kind of gave ourselves problems, didn't we? Especially since we're going to have to put down a aerial caravan right here. So maybe we put the tank somewhere else. Here, bot, pick that up. No, bot, put that back. Put that back, bot. There we go. Just straight in like that. Beautiful. And then this doesn't need to be here anymore. All right, this is coming together. And then what is needed is this, and this, and this. And where can we connect in? Where can we connect and gain understanding of the factory? Oh, it's in the wrong line. Big sad. Okay, no. Now put that down. Okay, good. Now we have power. We have orgo solvent coming in. This is flowing. That's going in there. Here, you shut up. And you shut up. There's the orgo solvent. Everything going. Oh, we need chromium now. I'm so tempted to leave this. Oh, but chromium's not going to happen until down there. So I guess you are getting a dedicated outpost right here. And like just, there you go. You've got chromium. Grats. That's going to be definitely enough. Yeah, super duper enough. Don't worry about it. And this is kind of in a comfy spot. There's probably no need to move this. So you're done. All right, so that's, okay, wait a second, not quite done. Vehicles, you need this. There you go. All right, now that is done. And then all of this is done. Oh, wait, we have to have concentrate out, which is going to be on the bottom, which is, again, super comfy. So our two products right now are slime and concentrate. And we have to get sand in right there. And chromium in over there. Anything else? Water. I'll deal with that. You just wait. So chromium right here, easy enough. I'm just going to do this with you. Dinosaur hungry. Go to the chromium pile, please. Which is to say chromium right there. I want you to fill cargo, come here, empty cargo. Then take this food, go and do it. All right, that guy, he is eternal. And how much sand do we use? 5 a second, 5 a second. So like 20 a second, or more like 17 a second. It's the same amount, really. So yes, it's 17 sand a second. And the aerial outpost really should be like right here-ish. Everyone knows what I'm about to do. Bup, 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 bup. Great. Like so, like so. And just stick that right there. There, sand in, and it'll work. And then right here, we will have, here, we'll just go straight across. There, that's concentrate out right there. And it should probably be balanced. Okay, so good. Whale, over here. I want you to do a thing. Whale hungry. I want you to go get sand. And I think there's sand as a product that's coming out of here soon, which I'm going to have to deal with. Sand as a waste product. I seem to remember it can be, the loop can be closed. Fill cargo. And right here, I want you to empty cargo. Yeah. I seem to remember we're going to have to put a join right there. Input priority from that side. I think that's going to happen. It's going to come up over here and like that. Or maybe even like this. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. And then big V. Yeah, this is how it's going to go. And then it's going to come up like so. Okay, maybe not like so. Up like so. Yeah, okay. So right there. That'll be our sand out eventually. And then it'll be used first. This is a fantastic idea. Leaving only one thing left, and that's water, and we don't use a lot of it, and I'm not even going to go search for a in-ground water pump. Because we have the space, and I have this on me, and it doesn't need that much. I am going to opt for doing this the easy way and just using a pump jack. I could do this a little fancier, but nah, not this time, guys. We are accentuating the doable. So there we go. We have a nice complicated line right there. And we have burned out like half of this stuff. What's this do? Oh, tailings out. Okay, is tailings out all hooked up? Looks like it. And we do have a universal tailings line right here. And let's not get that confused like we did last time. Tailings out, and then here we have slime out, and now we have the reduction of everything down to slime. Okay, good. Now we have all of this to deal with, and this is a lot more straightforward. So 2 of those guys, 3 of those guys, 1 of those guys, and we have all this space to do it in. So honestly, we should probably shoot for, well, it depends on how it combines, you know? Bop, sand has arrived. Beautiful as it is to see. Okay, great. So you need water in, you put tailings out. And you need the up tin, not the down tin, the up tin, overflow, not bottoms, overflow. The opposite of bottom is not top, it is overflow. Well, the more you know. And it puts tailings out too. So this is just an enormous tailings factory. And then down here, we need filtration media, and then we output lubricant. Oh no. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want you putting lubricant out. Because now I have to drag that back as a waistline. Well, I got no choice, I guess. And if I hook this up, then my reward is being able to hook up more. Great. Yeah, it's doing fine. Well, I don't like it when the flame turrets get damaged. That must have been a very on-point vomit. So, how to do? I guess it's got to be something like this. And it's just a whole bunch of pipes, right? It's like 4 liquids, 4 liquids. It's just liquid-liquid transformation. There's no point in putting them next to each other because they're not used in the same ratio. Yeah, this is 66 in and 66 out. This is 50 in, 50 out. So they just work on different speeds. So unfortunate, but there's not a lot I can do about it. So we can do this, though. Start working on this. And if we're just dealing with a bunch of fluids, let's just all draw them up, and then everything, we put the beacons here as much as possible. Right? Then H. Yeah. And the beacons are in the south. Okay, I believe that. And just everything comes up. Got it. So the most up of all things shall be tailings. So right here, tailing line goes right here. Oh, okay, maybe not right there. Tailings line goes here. Probably one more, right? Yep. Yep, indeed, one more. Weird how it makes the working sound even though it's not working. So we have a... That's going to be tough because then I have to bring everything over onto that. Maybe I bring them further down just to accommodate for that. But that seems weak. All right, maybe I do the exact opposite of all this. And so you do a big V. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is where it has to go. Okay, that makes more sense. Here is the beacon area right up here. And then right here, this is where the hell of pipes goes. I believe in that. All right, so tailings hooked up. This stuff has to be treated carefully. This is the slime input. Okay. That's actually rather fortuitous. It is right there. Let's move you back a little bit. Right there. And this is the slime out, the slime tank here. To make sure it is properly buffered and using the slime in correct order. So great. And then the slime finds its home right there. Slime, slime out, slime out, slime out to right there. Great. Now we're going to need a water line, it looks like. And so water line will be right here. And again, I'm probably just going to use a pump because laziness. Laziness is. Like so. And then pick up, put down. Great. And then you don't use... Ooh, this is going to be a little tricky, isn't it? Because we have an in, and then we also have another... No, we'll do it. We'll make it work. Watch this. Here, watch this drive. And this is going to be our in, and that is overflow. That's what that means. And it's got to come all the way over here, not you. Right there. And so we have overflow. The overflow gets hooked up right here. Thing of beauty. Wired. And that's all hooked up. Leaving only the soda ash regeneration solution, which will be right here. So yes, a hell of pipes, but not one we will be trapped in forever. Not you. Right over here. And then water will go right here in a second. Just, oh, I suppose we have to do the exact same thing right here, eh? Okay. No problem. Right here, right here, right here. We just continue with the pattern. Sticking with the pattern, always correct. We're not leaving a lot of via space, though. Yeah, we should pull this farther over. Like so. So we leave this via space nice and big. Spacious and accommodating. And this is our out right here. That's a big hit. And that goes directly in here because this is number one. Number one right there. And then we have to go get grease and lubricant. No, lubricant is what we got. Ugh. And we have to make a waste lubricant line. Oh my god. Is there any lubricant used around here? Used in... No, not a lot, huh? I suppose I could turn it back into grease. If I had lard, I can just regenerate the grease. That isn't a terrible idea, but I don't want lard. If I was only Nextlet, I would definitely ship it out and do that. I can do that with low distillates, and that's no. I'll ship the lubricant back instead of doing that. Anyway, don't think about that for right now. Just close your eyes, focus on what's going on. One more time. Slime comes in. All of this is hooked up, except we don't have tailings out. So let's finish that off. And then we have one more tier to do after this. It should be a lot easier, right? A lot more straightforward than this tangle. Okay, tailings, all hooked up. Via, in place. Water, only needed right here. Can we tap in over here somewhere? I mean, kinda no. The answer is kinda no on that one. All right, we'll figure something out. Don't look at it. Yeah, this is kind of ugly, what I'm considering right here. Maybe this is time to go find a special pump. Well, maybe I do this instead then. Here we go. Water comes this way, and we're going to go, watch this, watch this. We're going to come all the way over to here, and we're going to foul our inventory. Like so. Yep. Pick it all up. And then there. There is your water pump. Is it on the right side? No. Are you going to need all of it? No. It's fine. Where aren't you going? Oh, because you're not turned on. There you go. Tons of water entering the system. All right, that's hooked up. Tailings hooked up. That comes around and goes in. Great. Soda ash, not done yet. And then final out right there. All right, so now we have to bring in our biofluid. We have to finish this off. Because we need a bunch of stuff, right? We need... here, we'll just don't think. Don't think, just do. Don't think, just do. We need soda ash, and then we need grease. And then soda ash should be done right in line right here, I think. Yes, right here. And so let's see if we can line that up. And just looking at it, I think the answer is probably no. No, just a tank. and then a requester tank. And you will be soda ash. I mean, this looks just fine. Why am I shying away from this? It means I can't do another one, but I can, flip it around and it'll be okay. Here, let's do it. Soda ash regeneration solution. Bring it to me. And then it'll be right in there, and that's going to be what we need. And then we need grease, and I guess I'll do it down here. There's no need to put it right there. All right, so we are at the conclusion of this this part. I guess right there. And then we just need filtration media in, for which we bring in a specialist. There's no need to do anything more than this. Then we need grease, and that's lubricant out. Ugh. So where is my product? Right here. Here. Give me a big old H. And then right there, right there, right there. And then that gets hooked up, and then we'll put the grease in right here. We'll bring the grease. Is that going to hook up? Is this going to be enough? We'll do it from the other side. Pipe, tank, requester. Then right here. Then right there. Okay. And then that's just grease in. Bring me grease. Right there. So we're definitely going to finish this tomorrow. We've hacked our way through the hard part in what I think is actually fairly conclusive style. I don't have a lot of doubts about what I've done today, which is different than basically every day. I feel I have gone over the math again and again to the point where I actually have confidence in what I have done. Be afraid, everyone. Be afraid. You need filtration media, which is still something we have to make natively down here, which is a problem. Dinosaur hungry. Dinosaur, go get me filtration media, please. Right there. Dinosaur, fill cargo. Dinosaur, empty cargo. That's what I have to do, like, in between the next one. Sit down and do filtration media. It's going to involve doing a lot of aerogel, which is something I need to do anyway. All right. Now all I have to do is get lubricant out of here. And to do that properly, I have to bring it all the way over here. And where does the lubricant drop? It's kind of pure, right? No, it's not pure enough. Where did we put lubricant? Does anyone remember where this happened? Oh, it's right here. It's right by my bic. And we have a pure... No, this is a... Yeah, this is a secondary line out. That's interesting. Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? Oh, this is the overflow line. So right here is overflow, and we can tap in right here and meet all the requirements. I think. No. This is secondary producer. Oh, so I can tap in right here. And I think it would be better if I had paid attention. Where is that? So it's one level. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's do that then. This isn't going to be so bad at all. Hit this button now. So over here, come all the way down this way. And we tap it over, right? And this is just going to underflow in. It's going to need a tank, I think. No, wait a second. What's this do? This is, we are burning aromatics to make lubricant, right? This is the lubricant overflow. So it comes right here and it's underflowing. This should not be happening, right? Because this is not a secondary producer. This is a primary. This is a secondary producer, which means this has to go. Unless, of course, it's at the fluid extent, but it's not. I feel like I've maybe betrayed my logic a little bit somehow, but if that is so, the consequences of my action will be visited upon me before long. Oh, this is just a blockade. All right, so to navigate the blockade, we have to come right here. Well, actually, maybe we should go farther down, because our goal is to end up right here. And we are where? Where are we again? Right here. So we want to come up and then over. All right, so if we have to change lines, let's now drag it from the other side. Boop. Blink, and you're there. So let's just drag it this way and try to conserve lines as we do. And then we move into the next stage of tin processing. Man, this is intense. I mean, it's kind of the wrong word. Complicated. That's the word I'm looking for. This is complicated. We're going to get there. It's going to be all right. We're almost there, right? Look at all these Gorbachevs working in nice synchronized lines. This is good. I did good. I think I did good when I fixed my changes for the biofluid network. We will only know for certain when the wider community weighs in, but I think at very least having the provider tanks not lock up, yeah, I think that'll be positively received. Yeah, I think people are going to like that. And so now we have to do this. We have to bring out our concentrate. And we are right here. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. And then we have to join in. And there's no preference between them because they're kind of done in parallel. I'm pretty sure that's true anyway. Maybe there's a technical way to classify which two should have weight relatively. Actually, I think the downstream one should have more weight. So input priority from the left. Okay. And so that's in. We have reached the end. We've reached the final stage right here. We have concentrate in. Excellent. We have worked this entire time on 2 city blocks. And now, admittedly, it's been pretty complicated, but still, I feel like I could have done a little better right there. But anyway, let's finish this off. And then, yeah, that's going to be it for today. And then, as we usually do, the last day will be dragging it all the way down here, leeching off this, turning it into plates, watching it go, basking in glory for a little bit. And then before throwing myself into zinc, I think I'll take a detour and make filtration media up here, which means making aerogel. And then after aerogel, microfiber subdenier, and then filtration media in proper quantity. And then after that, then I'll turn to chromium right here, and we'll start doing that. It's not necessary, it's just something I want to do. All right, so no sitting back considering. Let's just go. Let's go, guys. This is, they have a loader, built-in loader. That's nice. So, all right, we are putting in 1.92 units of concentrate, and this thing needs concentrate. It eats it at a rate of 0.58 a second, which is a really weird number. By 0.58. So we're going to need 4 of the classifiers. We're just going to do this very simple. Very, very, very simple. Actually, it's going to be like that. Then we have auto balancing in place, right? And it'll come out and down and join. Sure, that works out. So concentrate, and then we make sand. And this is the weird recursion. Not recursion, really, but the reflux. I don't know. Oh, it's going to be making sand as well. Well, luckily, there's not going to be a huge amount of it. And then, as normal, beacon space is up north. Right there, right there, right there. And then there's no need to put anything out because it's all just going to be vomited out right here. I wonder if it stacks. I can't remember. I remember asking this question. I don't remember what the answer was. I'm going to assume the answer is yes. The happy answer, right? It's all a little bit dense, but all right, sure. And then right here is the big swap. I need, no. One for, yes. We need, what is this? High-grade tin concentrate. High-grade, the false cube. The false cube goes on the left-hand path to deceive men. And then the rest of the sand comes up here, and it gets used with preference, right? Such as the design. Okay, good. Then it comes back up, and the sand gets used first. And since it's downstream, it should be producing less, right? This produces 0.58 sand a second. And then up here, if I recall, this is eating 5 a second. So yes, we will consume all of this. All shall be consumed. And then just hook it up. Everyone wants... Why do I not have power when I've put this down? How is this possible? Oh, because I kind of missed a little bit, didn't I? All right, good. So the split is unaesthetic. I'll keep it though. All right, quickly pushing forward. Now that we have all that settled, we are producing 1.44 of the false cubes a second. 1.44. That means we are making 4.77 false cubes a second. Next contestant in, please. How many of you guys do I need? You process 4 false cubes a second. I need 2 of these. Oh, big sad. Was very close to only needing 1. And we need lots of stuff. Oh, and there's waste sulfuric. Oh, man. Not happy. All right, so let's back off. This is going to be tough because where do I put the beacons? And then the answer is pretty obvious, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. That's where the beacons go. In fact, I think this is a little too much, right? Right there is better. Just eyeballing it. There we go. Like that. And then this is apparently too much. There we go. So, the beacons go in the center. We're free to put in a hell of pipes right here. So, beautiful. Let's do it. We're going to have to bring in a bunch of additives. That's okay. We have the biofluid network for that, which we have crafted specifically for this. I'd feel bad, except it wasn't my idea. I was just making someone else's idea work. Right there. And then right there, right there, right there, right there. And then we're just going to have to make this real in some way. Oh, and how are we going to get everything in? I guess we take all of this and we give a big V, the biggest V there is, V for victory, and then like so, right? Then we'll curl it back around and everything's going to be okay. In fact, we're going to bring it up 1. All right, fantastic. All right, so what do we need to get by here? No solid components, right? Just a bunch of fluids. Okay, great. How much hot air do you need? Not that much. Where is my pressure pump? My pressure pump will go right here. And you will produce enough air. And that part is done. I'm almost out of pipes. Actually, why don't we put this over here? Like so. Because there's no harm in it. And it leaves this area over here for biofluid stuff, you know? Which I think is pretty important. All right, so that goes right there. So we need two more biofluid things to come in. So let's do this. And it's like right about here. Let's say right at the green. Let's pretend. Let's pretend that is actually for realsies okay. So like so and like so, and then tank a tank, and oh, it's just one too far. That's all right. That's a type of okay. All right, so what I need now is to bring kerosene right here. So you are kerosene, like so. And you are oleochemicals. Oleochemicals, like so. Okay, good. So you go right here, and then you go right here, and we tie in. There. And that obviously works out. So there is all your inputs. And then lastly is just the output, huh? I guess the output comes right here, as per tradition. We need more pipe, and we need to do something about this sulfuric. This is really very unfortunate. It makes substantial amounts of sulfuric, too. All right, so we have to drag it all the way here, and sulfuric's way at the top, right? Way at the top. And there is just one in, and then one primary out. And I know this line's pretty important. Maybe I can regulate this down to like 20%. And then tap in. This is kind of a risk. It's kind of a pretty big risk, honestly. When am I only going to have tin consumption? And then right here, it's used in titanium. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I do this already somewhere. I'm betraying my principles a little bit here, but my principles have proven inconvenient. So we're going to regulate that. We have 3 tanks already. So we're going to see how long it takes for me to regret this decision. Putting just one teensy-weensy secondary producer on the same line as a primary line. How long is it going to take before I regret this decision? You are regulated at overflow less than 80. There you go, 80. I think the only consumer right now is titanium, and titanium isn't going to last long. So this probably will fill up until I get more, until I start everything spinning forward again. All right, so we have to get over to the titanium line, which is over here, and then the sulfuric is needed right there. So at least we're close, right? So let's bring this over. At least if it's a sin, it is a sin that has a lot of bang for the buck. That's the worst thing. You go through all the trouble of doing something you're not supposed to, and then it's just not even worth it, right? That's just terrible. Also terrible is the fact I don't have another line here to use, because that slams directly into problem next door. But don't think about that. Don't look at it. Don't think about it. Hook this up. Go get more pipe. Finish this off. And then go do something else with your life. Right here. And just keep going. Oleochemical conga line. Love to see it. We're almost there, but not quite there. And now we're there. All right, so here we are, and we have to find sulfuric. It's right here. This is going to be Not great. Okay. Don't look at that. That's a lie. Instead, we'll come down right here. That's still bad. Okay, don't look at that. Right here. Okay, this actually works out now. And I may have to put another tank in just for the time being. I don't know. Whatever. I need more pipe. There we go. I wish I knew the actual capacity of this. But, okay, again, whatever. Just move forward. And if I regret this, I'll find a way to destroy the sulfuric acid on site. Here, let's see if we can do that. Sulfuric. Can we break you down into sulfur? It's used in all sorts of stuff. Is there a destructive recipe that can be done conveniently on site? Yeah, it's used in so much that I can't see this being a huge problem. Oh, there was a sulfur line with nickel too, and I didn't hook in. I probably imported that. And it's needed over here too for quartz. So I guess a sulfur line was always required. Yeah, just try to remember there's a sulfuric line going all the way across, right? And I don't see how I would destroy it. There's probably something here if I would stop mousing randomly and just moused with a purpose, with intelligence. But that's not going to happen. All right, stop thinking. Thinking is never, ever, 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 ever going to get me closer to where I want to be. Only building factory. The only path to salvation is through completed factory. Do not delude yourself into thinking that there is any other path. You must build the factory to be saved. It is true. Right. No. Wrong. Where? Right. There. Got it. Okay. Am I going to need more? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Do I need more right now? Nah. All right, so that finally completes all this. Good. We will no longer have shameful purple boxes. And if we come all the way to the end, this is now working out. It's going to clog. It really is. Maybe I'll put another tank down. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Everyone just stay calm. Next. Oh, we got 3 whole tiers left. Oh my God, my head. I gotta get out of here. You at least are simple. How many of these do we need? All right, so question again. We are producing, so we divide this by 4. Okay, write it. And then we multiply this by 125. What a weird number. And we find we're making close to 150 units of fluid. And we need 200. All right, easy peasy. You just use 1 right there. And it's just a straight pass through, 2 to 3. Don't think anymore. Keep going. All right, next. It goes right here. It's 200 in, 200 out. So we're still dealing with 150 fluid a second right now. All right, so right here, and it comes in, and it's 50 a second. So we divide by 50. Really funny joke, because even I can do that math, and we find that we need 3 of these. And I need to go get another evap. Next up, solid sep. And this is just a joke of a transformation. And so we divide by 50 and multiply it by 2. Multiply by 2. So we are now producing near 6 of the pre-good cube a second. And then right here is 1 a second. And so, I mean, we're going to need 6 of these guys. And it's making iron ore dust. That's the other thing. There we go. All right, we need solid seps, and we need another evap. And then we're going to be done. Okay, we're not going to be... It's going to be actually a little bit of a longer episode, because I'm going to have to wire up the iron dust out. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be fine. We'll make it through. We need evaps. Where are you, evaps? That's a flot. Don't confuse your vap with a flot. you will not end up where you need to go. All right, evap. Now we need a solid sep, please. Solid separator. Do I need anything else? No, I need nothing. I need nothing but factory and energy drink. This is coming along pretty nice. For something I don't care about at all. It's going to give me bonus pi psi 4, I think. I think I looked at that. All right, so this goes. Make a choice here, right? This is just a pure pass-through. Oh, I should have gotten another dinosaur. So we do this, it looks like. Yeah, like this. And then you come over and down, and we rig up this complicated machine. And then we'll rig that dinosaur up. Here, we do that right now. Mr. Dinosaur, come speak to me. You can be hungry. You need to go get, this is biofilm, right? Yeah, biofilm. Add destination. I have absolutely no idea where I put this. Where does one put the biofilm? I cannot remember. I think there's just a single roll. Maybe it's a double roll. Oh, right there. It's a double. Nice. Fill cargo. Come here. Empty cargo. Go and do that thing, Mr. Dinosaur. Go. And then power. Okay, great. And now we have stage 3, and you're going to have to be like this, I say. And the beacon can be... Oh. Okay, well, don't pay attention to that. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The beacon will be right here, shared between them, and then we'll do logistics right here. Correct, right? Super duper correct. Just wire it up as fast as we can. All right, so that's in and the out. And we're going to have to balance this, I guess. And then the beacon is behind, and then it will come around like so. No, it's not going to get balanced. All right, so like that. No, it's not going to get balanced. Wire it up. Right there to right there. Okay, great. That's in and that's out. Finally, for our last trick, right here, making the Ultra Cube. All we have to do is put it in, put it out, and then we get iron ore dust. And we have to drag that all the way up and over. Okay, we can do that. The last time we had a dual output was over there, and it didn't actually matter. So just do it like this, I guess? No, not like that. Like this, and like this. And like this, and like this. Like this, and like this. That is correct. So you are shiny tin cube. Shiny tin cube. And you are iron ore dust. Iron dust, right? Where'd the other rejects come from? Serious question. Tin proc. I was promised a different kind of rejects. Here's tin rejects. Where do they come from? So it's only if you bail out with tin 2.5 right here that you get tin rejects. Oh, and I don't have to use tailings dust. Oh, that's so good. All right, so that's part of tin 2.5, and we just skipped it because we did the whole thing. All right, no problem with that whatsoever. So happy to see it. Almost done. Gonna get there. Gonna finish strong. Gonna be a champion. No, wrong way to look at it. I have always been a champion. This is me becoming who I am, in the grand Nietzschean sense. I need not explain myself to you. I simply am. And happy cube out. Now all I have to do is deal with our final waste product. Perfect. So what we need to do now is we don't balance it. We have to pull a line all the way up to this level right here and then bring it over. So we're going all the way up to the washing dust. And it's going to go all the way up, and there's no lines being used here. So what we shall do, where is the traditional down line for this? For cubes. So if we go right here, and you're in the center, like that. Yes, I know I don't have that. Don't worry about it. So this is the traditional down line. We will put that there. We will hook right in right here. Beautiful. Pick up all that. And then this is going to be output priority to the right. Filter. Tin conch. No, tin, shiny tin. Just give me the shiny tin. And then lastly, here is where we will put a balancer. Meanwhile, the iron ore dust will go on a journey. So let's take this dust to where it wants to be. Oh, this is unfortunate. There we go. Unfortunate, but solvable. And straight up and over. We want to go up to the washer line, I think. We're probably going to have to get more belt. And then we have to get out of here before our brain starts melting, because it really is getting dangerously close right now. I have stared into the heart of complexity, and I decided no thank you. Wait a second. Have I gone up too high? I have. I'm doing too much. I am getting distracted and exceeding my goals in a destructive manner. All right, so right here, this is what I want to come out right there. This is usually a no-go line because splitting it or turning it will involve touching the sidewalk, and that is illegal. Absolutely 100% illegal. But in this circumstance, it's just fine because it's just going to arc south again. So the police got nothing on me, is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to have to go get more belt. And that will be it. This is a very good day. This has been a series of very good days. Putting together all of these refining stacks. I suppose it's getting a little bit repetitious, and then I'm finding aspects of the same puzzle over and over again. And it also makes it faster, so there's upsides and downsides to this observation. Where is my line? Wer ist mein Line? I don't see you. I've gotten lost. Not right here. I have become lost in the firmament of the factory. I can no longer find my way back to where I need to be. Okay, right there, this way. Then almost home. No, nowhere close to almost home. We have a long, long life ahead of us. Okay, then next block, please. And do this nice. I wonder why this was... That's a real good question. Why is this not full? Tell me. Oh, because it's completely reprocessed all that stuff? And to get more material in, we need to get that out, and it can't go, so it is completely and utterly stopped up. Okay. I accept this solution. This is a good situation to be in. And this is where our goal is. All right, so the dust comes in. Now we leap one last time. For one final time, we take a leap. And then we come right here, and our journey is at an end. Input priority from that side. Use this stuff first, please. All right. Good. Let's look it over one more time. Not actually thinking, but just kind of looking at it. Looks neat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. And copper was another 1.5, and that's still the record. So a pretty chunky line. Not as bad as nickel. I'm glad I found this little organizational structure. Makes me happy still. And did I get the math right? I don't know. I've gone over this so many times. I don't know. I mean, I could have done this right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is correct. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well. No, that's all. It should be trimmed. Right there. Marked for death. And all this is working out fairly well. Tell the difference between these yellow drips. If you guess wrong, a nuke will be dropped on your factory. Then this comes down here, and then this is kind of ugly, honestly, but whatever. And then next episode, we'll build out the smelting, then we'll watch it all work, and then we'll go do some intermediate stuff. That intermediate stuff is going to be making filtration media and cutting that cord from the last factory. And I think that'll be a fun thing to do. I'm going to need a lot of aerogel for Mark III buildings. And so I should overbuild that substantially, I think. Anyway, we'll see what's going on tomorrow. These are all problems for another day. Because what happens today is done. Center it real nice. Right here. Find the center here and then zoom out. Once we are fully zoomed, attempt to find the zoom level. I think is that. And then fine tune right here. Something like this. No, it should be like that, right? Which implies I'm at the wrong zoom level. There doesn't seem to be anything in between these two. Which again implies I'm at the wrong zoom level. There we go. I kind of have confidence in this. This should be a pretty good screenshot, right? All right, and screenshot now. Begin recap. What did I do today? Well, today I just closed my eyes and finished off the tin stack. I redid the math on the entire first half, which I was unsure of, and reconfirmed that everything is exactly as I thought it was going to be, and then hooked this all up. So great. I came up with a interesting way to save a line of space on the grade 4 to dust step by interleaving them. That means I have fewer extra buildings, and fewer extra buildings means less space overall, which means I'm able to stack this right here. And we save an entire city block, I think, though I probably could have shoved this in right there if I really needed to. Anyway, there is one city block right here, which is reserved for casting and other alloying techniques. We have the line here that will contain all of the purple cubes, and we'll bring them down here, we'll melt them, we'll put them into plates, and then great, right? With that, we can make tin copper wire by just casting it. We can make copper wire by just casting it. It's going to be nice. So, yeah, I think we're in a pretty good place here. Yeah, there's nothing more to say. Today I finished off tin. Thank you very much. Goodbye. I'm done.